Are you tired of dating people who leave you feeling anxious and uncertain? Today we're diving into the top 5 relationship red flags to look out for so you can spot potential issues early on and protect your heart. We're also introducing you to Taylor, who like many of us has struggled with anxious attachment. Through Taylor's story, you'll learn how to avoid investing in the wrong relationships and set yourself up for a secure, supportive connection.
This video is the first of a 3-part series on relationships, attachment, and boundaries. Each video will follow Taylor's journey through different stages of relationships. Today, we're in the early stages of dating, and Taylor's working to recognize red flags while learning to set clear boundaries. In our second video, we'll continue to follow Taylor as the relationship continues, and those red flags that they were willing to overlook in the early stages of dating really start increasing their anxiety. And we'll also discuss boundary setting. In our third video, we'll explore what Taylor has identified as their green flags, the things they now look for in a partner who can help create a secure, loving relationship.
This is for anyone who knows the pain of investing in relationships that only lead to more heartache. By following Taylor's story, you'll learn how to trust your own instincts, set boundaries, and make choices that lead to relationships that truly serve you.
All right, let's jump into Taylor's journey. Taylor's been dating off and on for a while, and as someone with an anxious attachment style, they often feel insecure or uncertain about where they stand in relationships. Recently, Taylor met Jordan, and things seem exciting at first. But as the weeks start to go by, Taylor starts to notice certain behaviors that raise some red flags.
One of the first things Taylor notices is Jordan's communication style. Sometimes Jordan is texting Taylor all day, making them feel really seen and appreciated. But other days, Jordan just disappears. No explanation, no heads up. And Taylor finds himself checking their phone constantly and feeling anxious, wondering what they did wrong. For someone like Taylor who craves consistent connection, this inconsistency is destabilizing. They want to feel secure, not always on edge. This experience helps Taylor start recognizing that for them, a boundary might be needing a partner who communicates consistently. Early on in dating, if a relationship is to continue on to something more secure, this boundary is essential for emotional stability.
If this sounds familiar, consider it a gentle reminder. Consistent communication shouldn't feel like a luxury. It's a basic building block of trust. And when you're dating, you have every right to notice these patterns and consider whether they align with what you need to feel secure.
Another thing Taylor starts noticing is that Jordan is really private, maybe even a little secretive. Taylor asks questions like, "What are you up to this weekend?" or "Can I meet your friends?" And Jordan often gives vague answers or changes the subject. Taylor's instinct tells them something isn't right, but they hesitate to say anything, wondering if they'll come across as nosy or controlling. But as someone with anxious attachment, Taylor needs transparency. They need to feel like they're a part of their partner's world.
This situation brings us to a key boundary, a willingness to be open and transparent. If a partner is evasive or avoids sharing parts of their life, it can make you feel disconnected or excluded, which is especially tough for someone with anxious attachment. It's okay to want transparency in a relationship. If your partner isn't willing to let you in, it's a red flag that they may not be ready for a real connection.
A few months into dating, Taylor decides to bring up the topic of exclusivity. They want clarity, an understanding of where the relationship is headed. But Jordan responds with, "I don't want to label things," or "Let's just keep things casual." For Taylor, this is incredibly painful. They're looking for stability and commitment, not ambiguity. But instead of honoring this, they start to question themselves, wondering if they're asking for too much.
If this happens to you, recognize that setting boundaries around clarity isn't about pushing for control. It's about protecting your peace. You deserve someone who's willing to define things when you're ready to have that conversation. Being in limbo often creates anxiety, which is the last thing someone with anxious attachment needs.
Taylor eventually brings up their need for reassurance. They express that it would help them feel more secure if Jordan checked in every so often. But Jordan brushes it off, saying, "You're being too clingy," or "I don't have time for that." This hits hard. Taylor feels hurt, wondering if they're too much or if their needs aren't valid. But here's the thing. Wanting connection isn't too much, and it's certainly not clingy. Taylor realizes they need to set boundaries around respect, one that acknowledges and validates their needs.
A partner who dismisses or belittles your needs is disregarding an essential part of who you are. Relationships thrive on mutual respect. If someone makes you feel guilty, like there's something wrong with you for needing reassurance, it's a major red flag. Your emotional needs are part of what makes you, you.
Finally, Taylor realizes that Jordan rarely offers reassurance. When they ask about Jordan's feelings or where things stand, Jordan rolls their eyes and says, "Why can't you just be happy with what we have? Why do you always need to define and talk about everything?" This lack of empathy makes Taylor feel like there's something wrong with them for needing reassurance.
However, Taylor begins to realize that needing reassurance is valid. It's a natural way to feel close and connected in a relationship. When someone refuses to offer that, it's a sign that they may not be ready or willing to build the secure bond Taylor is looking for.
Next time, we'll dive deeper into Taylor's journey, exploring what happens when they overlook these feelings of anxiety that are welling up inside them when Jordan is unwilling to take the steps necessary to create a safe and secure relationship. And we'll discuss the boundaries Taylor can set to protect their peace.
If this resonates, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Remember, setting boundaries and recognizing red flags isn't about trying to control another person. It's about creating a relationship where you feel valued and secure.
And just know you aren't alone in trying to figure this out. We're all in this
Together.